Hey everyone, today I'm talking about the top 5 reasons why you should get into Cthulhu Wars. Hey everyone, so I think I kind of just jumped headfirst into doing Cthulhu War videos, and I thought I would just put together a quick top 5 reasons to get into Cthulhu Wars, and maybe you'll share this with someone who's kind of on the fence about getting into something that's kind of expensive, but I think it's totally worth it, obviously, because here we are. So with that, let's get started. All right, reason number 1, heart and soul. Petersen Games has put everything into making this game amazing. This isn't just a rule set. This isn't just pretty miniatures. This is everything. Look, I mean, okay, all right, I'm not gonna make apologies for them. They shoot for the stars, they settle for the sky, and somewhere in between there can sometimes be some disappointment, sometimes be some frustration, but look what you get. Like the end result of what you get is an amazing game. These pieces are beautiful. These are the gates, right? I mean, this game is just amazing. With the newest Onslaught, newest Kickstarter, now even the cultists are unique. Everything is just this beautifully exotic, terrifying, often disturbing representation of what many of us would say is an excellent adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu Mythos. Reason number 2, time and number of players. Which are related. They're related. So there's very few strategy games that can handle 8 players. Very impressive for it to continue to be a balanced game, for it to continue to be mostly the same game. Some games shift into a different type of game when you have more players, and definitely there's always going to be more politics when you have more people making decisions about, where they're going to smash next. But this is mostly the same game as far as rules go. From 3 to 8 players, it continues to remain mostly balanced for most factions all the way from start to finish. Also, what's incredible is that while you may have a lot of favorite strategy games, I love strategy games. I actually don't buy as many as I would because a lot of them take a long time, and I know my gaming group does not really want to play more than 3 or 4 hours at a time. They just don't. So if a game's gonna take all day, if a game's gonna take multiple days, like, hey, you know who you are if you're the designer of some of those games. That game is not for my group. So while I might love it, I know I won't be able to play it, so I don't buy it. Reason number 3, asymmetric gameplay. I don't know about you, but say when StarCraft came out, and there was this idea that you could play entirely different factions in a strategy game that had totally different units. I loved it. Well, here we go. This channel probably wouldn't even exist if Cthulhu Wars didn't have so many different units, so many different rules, so many different maps, so many different things to explore and just really just go into it. This Cthulhu, he's powerful in the sea. He gains power when others are in the sea. He can strike at people in the water. He can turn his own people into deep ones, right? He's got this whole like deep one water-based thing going on while crawling chaos. They feel like assassins. They lurk in the shadows. You don't know where they're going to attack from. They've got this ability to offer this like Faustian kind of deal that no matter which way the other players choose, Nyarlathotep is the only one who wins. And that's different. That's entirely different. Crawling Chaos and Cthulhu are not the same factions. They don't do the same things. Yellow Sign, they're in their own game practically. And it feels good. Like their asymmetry, their asymmetry feels great. They're all different and they have different motivations and different goals, while at the same time, their motivations and goals just still cause intersections for the most part between each other. And that's, I don't know, it just feels so good. It feels so good to play each different faction and think, okay, what am I doing? Last time I played Cthulhu, am I going to do any of the same things? No, you're not. Like, you just can't have a repeatable strategy that's going to work for different factions for the most part. And I think that's great. Reason number 4, the Cthulhu Mythos. Now, it's kind of a joke in the board game industry right now that everyone's got to do a Cthulhu game, right? I mean, there's dozens of them out there right now. Most of them do not, either they are not good games, or they are just a pretty layer of Cthulhu on top of another game. And I don't like either, right? I don't want to play a game that just smacked some stickers of Cthulhu on there and be like, well, yeah, this game is fantastically fun, but at least I get to look at Cthulhu on here too. No, that just makes me not want to play it. I want to play a game where the theme is tied into the rules. And that's this game. You feel like you are this faction. You feel like you're Black Goat. You feel like you're Opener the Way. You're doing things that make sense within the context of this interpretation. Because, I mean, let's be real. Cthulhu is one story, just one. It's very short. So how do you extract all of this? But there's something beautiful about how he has extracted what has come to me to be, this is it. This is this weird idea that Great Cthulhu is doing these things, and it works. I don't know. I love it. Each of the factions, it feels like Cthulhu, and it plays like Cthulhu, and it's not just a fake layer on top. This is Cthulhu Wars. Reason number 5, depth. So you spend a weekend learning a game. You play the game 4 or 5 times. It's great. You really feel like you've learned it. But then where do you go with that knowledge? You've picked up this skill set of being good at this strategy game. Where do you go with it? Do you play Risk for the 100th time with the same figures? Do you maybe try to like, well, I'll just get Star Wars Risk, or I'll try to get, what? Those are different games. I mean, some of those are very different games. Game of Thrones Risk, totally different. This game rewards you with the ability to go as deep as you want. You want to add Ramsey Campbell's Horror Box 1. Now you got new units that you've got to learn and add into your playstyle. Ramsey Campbell's Horror Box 2. Great Old Ones Pack 4. Azathoth. New factions like Cho-Cho. There's so much. Tired of fighting on Earth? Go fight in a library. Go fight in the Dreamlands. You can go as deep or as shallow as you want for the small price of what now for me on Amazon is like $150, $140, $130, something like that. Pretty cheap. For that small price, you get 4 base factions, and these are not junk factions. These factions continue to be the dominant factions in my group, the ones that I choose to play. I love Opener the Way. I love them all, but the core factions are still my favorite. They just are. I really love them. And I think this is a lot for the game. You don't need to buy all the other stuff just to have fun. But when you start to get a little bit bored, just pop it out, play. So those are my 5 primary reasons, 5 biggest reasons, 5 top reasons, whatever you want to say, for why you should get into Cthulhu Wars. And I want to know, do my reasons coincide with some of your reasons? And is it enough, if you're not already into the game, are they enough to get you into the game? Also, we're approaching 1,000 subscribers. Again, if I hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, then I'm going to be giving out 2 copies of Cthulhu Wars. If I hit 1,000 subscribers after the new year, then I'll give out 1 copy. So I'll be giving out 1 copy either way, but if people do me the favor of my early Christmas present of over 1,000 subscribers, I'll be giving somebody an extra Christmas present in the form of Cthulhu Wars. So with that, everyone, I really appreciate your viewing this video, making it this far into the video. I'd love it if you clicked a like. Love to have any comments. And with that, game on, guys. As an aside, in the post credits, 21 seconds. What do you think about my new setup? It totally changed my office around. I just had piles of games everywhere. I still have lots of games out in the garage. I gotta find space for them. But what do you guys think? Comment down below.